Okay, this is yet another edition of BenMobiles. We are at the Lake Mirror Classic Saturday. It's the big day. All the cars are in downtown Lakeland, Florida. I'm gonna let you have a quick look here. I'm ready to plunge in. So I will go through the several hundred cars here and pick out a few to showcase, as we always do here on BenMobiles. Big shout out to all my loyal viewers, all 5 of you. And as long as I can hit the pause button, we are raw. We are unedited. We are unedited. What you see is what you get. So it looks like I'm entering in a racer section, which is not a BenMobiles thing normally. But we'll find some stuff here. And let me see, pause. Which one's pause? I think this one is. Here we go. Okay, we're gonna enter the time machine and go back to the future with the DeLorean section. So here we go. 1 DeLorean, 2 DeLorean, 3 DeLorean, 4 DeLorean, 5 DeLorean, 6 DeLorean, 7 DeLoreans. Look at that. Wow, that's kind of cool. This car featured a French engine, I believe. They look fast, but they're not. I'm surprised they could get it up to 88 miles an hour in the movie, to be honest with you. Although, of course, that was probably fake. But I'm expecting Doc Brown and Marty to show up any second. But you probably won't see this many DeLoreans in one spot. Pretty sure the body's stainless steel, Yep, stainless steel, yeah. The underbody's fiberglass. And yeah, aluminum V6 made by Peugeot, Renault, Volvo. You gotta love one of these things to have one, that's for sure. There is a fellow that a while back bought all the old, and he bought the factory basically, and so he's sitting on the world's supply of parts for these things in a warehouse somewhere. But there you go. And here we're going to transition right into the Cobra section. The Cobra replicas. I don't know if there's going to be a real Cobra here or not. The Shelby Cobra. Here we go. There he is, the man. Possibly the most famous car builder in American history, Carroll Shelby. If you've never seen the movie, Ferrari versus Ford, I think that's what it's called, or maybe it's Ford versus Ferrari. It's a great movie, tells the story of Carroll Shelby and what he did with the Shelby Cobras and the Mustang, and racing against and winning against Ferrari in Europe with the big block Ford engine. It's quite an impressive display. Okay. We will continue on here. Okay, this 65 Corvair Monza. There was various models of Corvairs. Caught my attention for sure. If you look at this car with the little spoiler on the back, it looks very Camaro-like in a lot of ways, and also Mustang-like, especially the rear of it. But the gentleman's done some tasteful mods to it. Replaced the quad carburetors with 1 Carter 4-barrel, which is interesting. And he thought of that paint scheme. That's the Gulf gas, so to speak. Hey, Kevin. Paint scheme from the 60s. All right. We have an 83 Dodge Murata that ends with an A. This is heavily modded, obviously, for drag strip, but he does drive it on the street. Can only put, like, what's the octane gas again? 120 octane in this baby, and which is extremely expensive, like $14 a gallon. But the body is pretty much all there. The Murata, the Dodge Murata. This is a beautiful car in a T-top. I've always wanted one. They're very difficult to find. But here is one. Obviously been, like I said, heavily modded. You got a roll cage and the whole 9 yards, but still very cool. Won't see many Marauders around. There's a few Marauders, which is a Mercury product, but the Marauder is few and far between. Hey, here's a real high school throwback. Although I'm not quite 72 in high school, but a Chevy Vega wagon, baby. This has obviously doesn't have the original engine. That's a 327 Corvette engine, but that's interesting. This thing probably weighs nothing. And oh man, he's got a Hurst shifter. But the dash is original. That's interesting. Wow, that's something. Put a V8 in a Chevy wagon. That's a cute little car, you have to admit. Very cool. We're going to look at this 1954 Studebaker Commander. You can read a little bit about it there. Maybe. This is an iconic car in American car history. One of those cars that set the trend for years to come. This has won a lot of awards nationwide. Does not have the original engine, but that's okay. The body's basically original and in very nice shape. Car has a Maryland license tag. Just to show you how far people come for this show, which is a nationally recognized show. But the Studebaker Commander, absolutely gorgeous. Okay, we're going to feature the Cord Resto Mod. This car is a Lake Mirror Classic 25th Anniversary Show favorite, and it's pretty radical. The Cord was a front-wheel drive automobile manufactured by Auburn Industries, I believe in Indiana, back in the 30s. And this has been heavily modified. The car was originally front-wheel drive, but this has been converted so the fender skirts actually turn with the steering. So it's now a rear-wheel drive car with a C4 Corvette engine, as you can see. But Cords are rare to start with these days. It's an iconic car in American car history because it was a front-wheel drive car. It was originally a supercharged engine in this car. Was the original engine a 6 or a 4? It was an 8. Oh, it was an 8. It was a supercharged 8?
8-cylinder front-wheel drive.
Yeah, but it was supercharged too.
Yeah. You could buy it supercharged and not.
Oh, okay. So it was originally, was that a straight 8 or a V8? But it was a flathead.
Yeah.
Originally had now you see the Hot Wheels in there. Wow. You got your own Hot Wheels out of this? They made your own Hot Wheels for this car?
Yeah.
Wow. This is like a famous car.
25 years old. It doesn't 25 years.
Okay. Originally a flathead V8, and you could order it supercharged, which back in the day, that day was radical, very radical. That's crazy. I would call this the Lobster Mobile. Has anybody seen a Corvette around here anywhere? I don't know. Not seeing too many Corvettes, are we? Obviously, we're somewhere near the Corvette section. Look how far this stretches down. This is a massive show. I mean, wow. You can see right down Kentucky Avenue here in Lakeland, Florida. Very big show. I would do an Ed Sullivan impersonation and say it's a really big show, but I'm not that good at impersonations, so we will skip that. Here's somebody in the Camaros and Firebirds of Polk County Facebook group. with their 68 Pontiac Firebird. It's a one family car, has the 400 cubic inch Pontiac V8, which shares the same block with every Pontiac V8 put out back then. A little bit unusual. Big block. It wasn't really a big block or a small block. There was just displacement differences. The block's all the same size. And this is a convertible car. Very beautiful, as you can see. Where'd you get the red stripe tires?
Red one.
I mean, that's like a special order thing, right?
Yeah, we had to order it online.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah, you could
Those are cool. Got your Pontiac Motor Division wheel covers, PMD. Basically an all original car. Don't see too many of those these days. So here's the original sticker on this car, which is interesting. So in the year 68, I believe, your list price with all options was $44.08 and 82 cents out the door. I'll take one. The base price was $29.96 before the options. Wow, that's crazy. But people were making $2 an hour at jobs you make $40 an hour now. So, oh wow, it's number 2. There's your number. It was number 51 of 68 in 1968 of that particular convertible model. All right, love it. Okay, here's something that you don't see often, is a 3rd generation Camaro. For some reason, there's just not many of these around. So this is an 85 IROC Z28. The body style in this car is just outstanding. It morphed into the 4th generation, which is similar, but this is has a little more boxy lines to it, but in a smooth way. And it's a really, really nice car. A lot of people will remember the IROC Z logo on the side of these cars. This car is mostly original. He's just done a couple of suspension mods on it. And that interior is in excellent shape. I mean, wow. Woo! This car has low original miles. Obviously, those are not the original wheels.
8 years younger. Yeah.
There's your tuned port injection. Don't you just love marketing? I mean, it probably did have that, but I'm just not sure what it even means. Obviously, it's fuel injected, but tuned port. What, they tune it with a tuning fork or what? I'm sure somebody can answer that question for real. Wow, just another American classic. Okay, here's another iconic high school throwback. This car's popped up recently in the area. 79 Pontiac Trans Am 10th anniversary pace car. One of 1,800 approximately. And this car is in excellent shape. There's the Screaming Chicken on the hood. Forgive me if the filming's off a little bit. I'm in bright sunshine. This car looks to be all original. There's your Trans Am Screaming Chicken wheel covers. It's got the jacket that goes with it. A lot of special edition cars came with cool stuff like jackets and hats. Across the board, across all the American makers, and I'm sure some foreign makers as well. Back mats for the back decks, all kinds of stuff. And a lot of that stuff gets lost in the years, but occasionally you'll see it pop up. Of course, there's bits and pieces for sale on eBay occasionally. For example, I'm wearing my Marauder hat, which came with the Marauder automobile. They also had a leather jacket. I had the opportunity to buy one recently, and I did not because the wife told me I have enough jackets. But there's your official pace car Daytona 500 19. Okay, if you follow me on Facebook, you would have seen this car very recently, and no, I did not buy it. I was just storing it overnight to be transported onto this show because this show was halfway, my house was halfway to the show from where this car resides. And this is a 1993 official pace car of the 77th Indianapolis 500 race on May 30th, 1993. This car was actually on the track. This car is a one of 625 produced, and it is a very radical car. especially paint-wise. There's the official number. It is number 6 of 625. I don't know if you could see that or not, but the paint scheme continues inside the car, as you can see on the upholstery and the doors, even the controls for the air conditioner. Just absolutely a radical idea. Would never want to have to put a interior in this car. I don't know if you could get one. And yes, I have permission to open the door. So there's your strobes. I've shown this car before on a previous BenMobiles, but it's worth showing again. That's your track strobes when they were pacing the race cars, just to give it extra attention. But a stunning example of a Chevy Camaro, 4th generation. Okay, so I was walking around and there was a guy with an AMC shirt on, the iconic red, white, and blue AMC logo. And I stopped him and said, "Hey, AMC guy, what's going on?" I started talking to him. He said, "Go look at my Rebel machine." And I was like, "Are you kidding me?" And he's like, "No." And this is an extremely rare car. They only made 1,000 of them in 1970, which means now there's not many left. As the sign says, there's 200 registered, and this is a really nice restoration. The restoration is 22 years old. I'm a AMC, American Motors Corporation freak from long ago. I've owned many American Motors products in my life. But this car, I mean, this is probably, I'm just guesstimating a $200,000 car at auction easily. It's just extremely rare. But it does have the Rebel interior. It was based on the Rebel, which was a sedan a very good sedan that American Motors produced for, I don't know, 4 or 5 years in the late 60s up to about 71, some 67 to 71, something like that. Here is the American Motors logo that was on his shirt. That's the iconic American Motors logo. American Motors just couldn't keep up with the marketing demands that it took to be successful against Chrysler, Ford, and General Motors. But they made an outstanding product, and this was one of their muscle cars. The other one, iconic muscle car they made, was the AMX, which is also something I would salivate over for hours. This car has the very stylish odometer or a tachometer right in the hood, so as you're looking out you can see your RPMs. I don't know if you can see that view too well. There it is. That was a thing on a lot of cars back then, but this car is, you know how rare this car is. Wow, just incredible. 390 V8, which was their big block. Also had a 343, but the 390 was the largest displacement until they went to the 401 in the 70s. But this is a 1970, by the way, and that's the only year they made it, which again makes it just incredibly rare. And for my money, this is the best car in the show right there. The 1970 Rebel machine, produced by American Motors in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Also the home of Snap-on Tools. But that is a real, true American classic. Okay, whoops. We're gonna do a Cougar. We got a bunch of Cougars in a row, and those aren't old ladies. Mercury Cougar, late 60s, early 70s. Cougar Eliminator, very rare, very sought after, beautiful car. Got that great spoiler on the back. Looks like he might have the original wheels.
Now, well,
I don't know.
original,
Everything?
kinda.
Kind of wheels.
Well,
They got Cougars on them.
yeah, they were That's an aftermarket. Mine had hubcaps.
Ah, okay. Very nice. There's another Cougar Eliminator, a Boss 302. That's a high-performance 302 V8 that they put in some cars. There it is, the 302 four-barrel Boss. Just an awesome car. This is a manual. It's a great interior. Bucket seats. Got your little curve in the rear seat there. Headliner's great. All these have fake hood scoops, by the way, which is kind of a weird thing, but they just do. Here's a convertible Cougar RX-7. Again, marketing names and numbers, but they came with different features. Again, this has Cougar wheel covers. That's upside down Cougar, but
Way down there.
this comes with an actual stuffed Cougar. Wow, automatic, convertible. It's got your Cougar logo on the seats. Very nice car. Here's an original, not messed with too much convertible, 69. Was in stores for 15 years, but they brought it back to life and they're driving it. He has Hot Wheels wheels, so he does not have the original wheels, but that's okay. Automatic. Interior looks great, especially for a convertible, which is going to take a little more beating from the sun, etc. But the dash and everything is there. And these cars had vacuum operated flip up headlight covers, so that grille in the front flips up like this to reveal the headlights. But if you have a vacuum leak, they won't stay down unless the car is running, depending on how big the vacuum leak is. But it has double canister reserves. It's a little bit of a PITA. Parts are hard to find for that particular setup. Some people convert them to electric. It's a common thing, just to make it easy. Another similar colored Cougar. I've seen a lot of Cougars of this kind of pale yellow color. Seemed to be a common thing back then. He's got XR7 hubcaps. Those are definitely original. Vinyl roof. You don't see that too often on a Cougar, although that one has one. Got two vinyl roofs in a row here. Similar interior to the others. This is an automatic. And here's a later Cougar. This is what they morphed into. This is a 79 RX-7. He said it's bone stock with the original paint. It's his daily driver. So it came with wire wheels, covers. This is a little bit different animal. This, I believe this might have been the same chassis as the Thunderbird, but I'm not positive. It looks to be about that size. But of course, again, it's all marketing. They take a car and put different badging and little different features and call it something else. Although, didn't always do that. Has the opera windows. This is a definite high school throwback for a lot of people that are viewing BenMobiles. If you're in my particular age group, which of course is like 25. All right. So there's Cougar Row here at the Lake Mirror Classic Car Show. Okay, we're going to put this Buick GS on. Buick GS Stage 1 convertible. This is probably a fairly rare car. It's got the Buick 455 big block. And that's a big block, let me tell you. It's been dressed, but that's probably what came in the car, the 455. It's been bored over. It's a modified engine, but that's what they came with. That's a pretty cool car. These Buick muscle cars are fairly rare and will command a pretty good price at auction. This is a really nice one. You've got your double-sided automatic shifter there. I forget what they call that, the horseshoe or something. Forget exactly. The clock says 38,000. That could be original. I mean, the interior is very nice. I believe GS stands for Grand Sport. I'm not positive, but let's see. He's got a little placard here. Tells about it. Nice. Very nice car. Okay, here we have a Ford Cobra. A Torino, I believe. Let me see here. Super Cobra Jet drag pack. This was based on the Torino body. There's a Torino, right? This 429 is a beast. I had one in the Thunderbird once, and if you let it breathe with a better carburetor than Motorcraft, called a Motor CRAP carburetor that it came with, it will perform. It was pretty good out of the showroom. They put out 360, but easily tweaked with a little carburetor work to 400 horsepower. I've always liked these Torino muscle cars. Of course, you could get a Torino with a 6-cylinder, but you could also get them like this, which is pretty cool. Very cool car, automatic. There's your badge again, the Cobra 429. The Cobra 429 went in the Cobra Mustang as well, and the Thunderbirds had Thunderjets 429. Okay, I gotta go. I have to get out of here. I could stay here all day filming cars, but as George Harrison said, all things must pass. So as I exit, I'll just do another silent run and show you some of the cars along the way.
Wings? I was thinking.
Has a vintage transmission.
Model T. That's what my grandpa did.
Did you know that you can adjust the timing on this car as you drive it?
Yeah.
That's insane.
My grandfather.
I heard you say your grandfather had one. Yeah.
There was a lot of neat stuff.
Oh yeah, there is. I never knew that till like a couple of years ago. I was like, what? It's like a lever.
Yeah.
with a shaft. That's nuts.
Almost like what you would see like a choke or something.
Yes, exactly. Yep. That's crazy. Quick comment, by the way, full disclaimer, I kind of know what I'm talking about, but not always. So the Rebel machine would not get 200,000 at auction, more like 70 to 100, which is still an enormous number, but it should get 200,000 because it's awesome. But AMC doesn't get the respect it deserves. Again, it's all about marketing, money, and they just couldn't keep up with the big three in that regard. Although they made in a lot of ways a superior product. And I say that from experience.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you next time on BenMobiles. And again, thanks to my 5 or 6 viewers. Keep the sponsors coming.